Hello, VenomFangX. It has been a while since I have made a video about you. Although you claim to have left YouTube, you have proven that you are not too far away and may very well watch this. Let's take a look back at the different stages of your YouTube history and show how it demonstrates that you are morally and mentally immature and underdeveloped, or worse, suffering from some form of mental disorder as others have speculated. I was a latecomer into the creationism debate on YouTube. It took me a while to watch enough videos to put the pieces together, but now I feel that I have an accurate understanding of you and your personality. You joined YouTube in May of 2006. You have said that you became a creationist sometime in late June 2006, and you began posting videos sometime afterwards.
So here I was at a very young age. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. I was preaching there was no God. And I continued that way for pretty much my whole life up until June 28th, 2006, which was 2 years ago. Today's 2008. I'm now 22 years old, so I spent from the age of 7 till the age of 20 as an atheist. That's a long time.
In those early videos, you displayed a breathtaking ignorance of science. This, together with other reasons, no doubt made your conversion to creationism easier. But I believe the primary reason for your conversion to be something else entirely. You are severely lacking in mental maturity. You have an unquenchable, almost narcissistic need to feel important. You crave to be the center of attention. Then it came to you. You could be the next Ken Hovind. Wow, he seemed so great back then, didn't he? He was so smart and so confident and so slick. He had all the shining qualities you wanted. All of his arguments seemed so sound and watertight, and you no doubt were influenced by the crowds of people watching him and cheering him. You wanted that too. You wanted it so desperately, and creationism seemed the perfect way to get it. So you began posting videos. Do you remember those first ones you made? They seemed so great at the time. Do you ever cringe with embarrassment as you remember sitting there, reading Hovind's comments from your computer screen, even using his graphics?
Who am I, and what am I worth? Well, if evolution is true, you're nothing important. You're just a piece of protoplasm that washed up on the beach. You're not worth a thing. Actually, you're part of the problem, you see, because you are one of the polluters of the environment. And the more of you we can get rid of, the better.
Who am I? What am I worth? Well, if evolution is true, you're nothing important. You're just a bunch of protoplasm that washed up on the beach. And you're not worth a thing. In fact, since you're a polluter of the environment, the more of you we can get rid of, the better.
Some people look at the world and say, it's amazing, a Big Bang made this from nothing.
There are two ways to look at this world. One is to look at the earth and say, this is amazing, a Big Bang made this from nothing.
That's the humanist worldview.
That is called the humanist worldview.
Other people look at the world and say, there's incredible design. There must be a designer.
This is called the creationist worldview.
And those two worldviews are at war with each other. Somebody is wrong.
And I'm going to show you who that is.
The style and content were simple, preaching the classic convert now or suffer the perfect, oh-so-loving God's wrath games, topped off with some classic Hovind crap. And it worked, to a degree. Your subscriber level began to increase, along with your confidence. Your Satan-invented evolution was the high point of your creation science career. Oh, what a pile of crap that was. I watched all 6 videos in one sitting. While anyone with half a brain was cringing with every brutal beating you gave to reason and logic, you were probably pissing yourself with excitement. You had no idea what you had started. But then it all started to go wrong. Hovind's 14 hours of seminars hadn't fully prepared you for the responses the evolutionists began to come up with. You were getting comments you could not defend. You weren't expecting smart atheists. Oh, heavens no. It all seemed so easy when you watched those seminars. You failed to realize that Hovind's audience was full of sympathetic, bobble-headed supporters and never even attempted to look at opposing sources. So what did you do? You acted like an ill-tempered child and did what all good creationists do. You disabled the ratings, filtered the comments, and blocked the users who disagree with you, censoring all opposition. You convinced yourself that these detractors were acting under satanic influences, and that way you could stay comfortably within your delusional bubble, both mentally and physically. I understood why you did it. It must have been very distressing for you. You came to YouTube thinking you could finally do something that would make you feel good about yourself. But instead, your confidence was shaken. Still determined, and with the same adolescent petulance, you continued making impudent videos, much to our amusement, until your greatest attractor made his debut.
When I claim that there was a worldwide flood, I get laughed at. I get laughed at. I get laughed at. But this planet is covered 3/4 in water. If the planet flooded, like the Bible says, the Grand Canyon could have been formed in about 5 minutes.
This is a geographical map of the United States. This is the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is about 300 miles long. In order to travel from one end of the canyon to the other in 5 minutes, it is required that you would be traveling at about 5 to 6 times the speed of sound.
Oh, what to do! He was making thousands of people aware of you with his Why Do People Laugh at Creationist series, and you knew there was no way you could refute any of it. I bet you rewatched all of those 2-hour-long Hovind seminars, desperately trying to find something to combat him with. But alas, there was nothing to help you. Then another spastic idea hits you.
I've done a lot of debates, over 92 debates now I've done at universities. One here at UT Knoxville against Dr. Pigliucci. Debated him twice. I'll be glad to do it again. I don't think he will, but I'll be honored. The guys I debate are a lot smarter than I am. But I slaughter them because I'm right and they're wrong. It's real simple. Real simple.
A live debate. It seemed to work for Hovind quite well. Surely there was some rhetoric and fallacious reasoning you could use to make Thunderfoot look foolish. So, determined to redeem yourself to yourself, you sent a message to Thunderfoot inviting him to debate you. You probably thought Thunderfoot would readily agree to this, figuring he felt so superior to you that he might find such a venture amusing. However, you underestimated him, and instead you got this.
Dear VenomFangX, thank you for the invitation for a debate. However, in an act of what I can only describe as creationist competence, you seem to have forgotten that I am on your blocked list, meaning that I cannot reply to your invitation. Under these circumstances, I hope you will entertain this open letter. I find the actions of inviting one of the thousands on your blocked list to a debate contradictory, and this inevitably draws a moral question mark over your motives. Why the change of heart? What are your intentions?
I believe I answered Thunderfoot's question. You were just trying another Hovind tactic. But Thunderfoot surprised you. He was supposed to jump at the chance to debate you. Instead, you got dragged through your own mental feces yet again. You did not want to admit it, and you tried to spin the situation and lie yet again.
You asked, I'm paraphrasing, you didn't exactly say this, you said, why should someone of your intellectual prowess talk to someone like me, who, quite frankly, is not as educated as you?
However, if you seriously desire an interchange on the subject, then I invite you to get the ball rolling by making a video stating exactly and concisely why you think you are the first scientific illiterate in the entire of history to have some sublime insight into the functioning and structure of the universe. So now the ball rests in your court, Venom, to explain why you are not some uneducated fool with delusions of grandeur, as your track record would indicate, but are in fact a world-class vision.
Thunderfoot was making you take a serious look at yourself and giving you pause to consider the reason you came to YouTube. Your arguments weren't new. Hell, even you knew that. You even copied Hovind's sense of humor.
Entire galaxies, billions of stars spinning in the opposite direction. Well, if the Big Bang Theory is true, that's impossible. So, why are they spinning in the opposite direction? I'll tell you why. God created the heavens and the earth, and the reason he did that was to make the Big Bang Theory look stupid.
I said, sir, it's real simple. You see, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and God did it that way on purpose just to make the Big Bang Theory look stupid.